We've all been there. You go to start your vehicle and your battery has barely enough power to crank the engine. Your day just took a turn for the worst. What if there was a way that your vehicle could warn you before this happened and help you start the car automatically? This is the ANCEL BS400 engine superstarter. I'm going to install this in my 2020 Toyota Highlander today. Hi, I'm Danny. Welcome back to the garage. A while back, I put a BS400 in my Honda Element here. It's been working great. I have a full video on this. I'll put a link to that in the description. Since then, they came out with the BS300 and the BS400. Yeah, you've guessed it, more power. So how does it work? Unlike your standard jump pack that you would keep in your car and grab it when you need it, this lives underneath your hood. It has no battery. It has a capacitor. It handles up to 90% of the cranking load, taking the heavy lifting off your battery. It's lithium-free, weatherproof. It's like adding extra cold cranking amps to your battery. This is especially good for those of you who live in cold weather or the warmer climates. Did I mention the app? The app not only monitors the supercharger, but it monitors your original battery also. The app will let you know if it detects abnormal voltages, letting you know that there's a problem with your electrical system before you're ever sitting on the side of the road. Now let's take a closer look at the app. I pulled the data off the Honda Element, the BS200, because it's been in there for a while and I've just installed the app on the Toyota and there's not much to look at this point. But the apps work exactly the same. At the top here, you've got the super starter, and over here, you've got your battery. Right here, the second line, you'll see the state of charge of the super starter, the voltage that the super starter has, and then the temperature in Fahrenheit right here. Over here, you see the car battery. State of charge is 28%, and the voltage is 12.19. That's your regular car battery. Now, if I go over one, this is the information all about the super starter. The last discharge was 375 amps, and then it had 6 starts. And you can even force start it here. Now, if I go to history, it's going to show me the last 6 starts or however many starts. So you can take a good look at that. Now devices, that's just how many super starters you have. I have 2 now. I have one for the Honda Element and then one for the Toyota Highlander. And then settings, this is where you set everything up. So over here, power alarm, that's where you'll set your alarms. And abnormal cranking notifications, you can have them set up also. Let me show you what you get with the purchase. So everything in the box is out here on the bench. We have our owner's manual, and it's got a lot of good information on here. We also have our mounting hardware. It's just a couple of straps and then some Velcro straps. And then these clamps here, these are, if you wanted to make this portable, you could actually use it like a jumper. And these would just clamp those on there. But basically, that's what you get with your purchase. It's a simple product. If you're unsure which super starter to buy, the BS200 can handle up to a 3-liter. The BS300 can handle up to a 3.5-liter. And a BS400 can handle up to a 6-liter. You can actually go larger if you have the room in your engine compartment. So one thing I do want to mention is the size difference. This is the BS200 and this is the BS400. Considerably a big difference. When you purchase this unit, be aware of where you're going to mount it, because if you don't have the room for the big one, and maybe you do have room for a smaller one, that could be your deciding factor. So to install it, the first thing you need to do is get a plan on where to put it. And I determined I'm going to put it right here. So it comes with these long zip tie straps, and they actually work pretty good. And this is how I'm going to mount it. I mounted it with the same type of straps on my Honda Element, and as you can see, it's holding up really well. So I've got it installed. I ended up putting a zip tie here, a zip tie here, and a zip tie here. It was basically a 5-minute install. I already have the app, so I don't need to download it. I have it because I have the BS400 already. But if you need to download the app, you can get it from the App Store or Google Play, and there's a QR code right here. The only other thing you need to do is pair it to the app. This can also be used as an emergency jumper. I've seen some battery jumpers that use the same supercapacitor concept, and you would do it the same way. So you would remove it from your car. I would definitely keep this little red cover handy. That way, once you pull it from your car, you can put this back on, because you don't want the power and ground touching each other, because this has a lot of power on that capacitor. That could be some problems. And then I would also keep these nearby. That way you can connect them to the battery, and then you can jump the battery. So the other thing on here, it takes 5 volts on your battery. If your battery has 5 volts, this will charge up the supercapacitor. If your battery is completely empty, now I'm talking when you're jump starting another vehicle, they actually have USB-C, and it'll go right in here, and I believe it takes like 2 to 4 minutes to fully charge that capacitor. So you could actually jump start another vehicle that has a completely dead battery. All right, so who wants this, and actually what's it do? What's it good for? So the first thing is it's a peace of mind, knowing that your car is gonna start. The second thing is it actually gives your car more cranking amps to crank up that starter. So your starter's working less and your battery's working less. That's number 2. If you live in cold climates, that would be the number 1 reason you would want this. Because when you're in 0-degree weather, it takes a lot to start that car. And if you have those extra cold cranking amps, that's a good thing. And then the last thing is if you're in extreme heat, this will get that car started every single time. And then the emergency jumper that I just covered, that would be just another peace of mind. I would recommend you go back and watch my BS400 video. I covered a few things I didn't cover here, and vice versa. I'll put links to all the products in the description. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.